Hello everyone, good morning. I'm heading over to my neighbor's house. Come on, Hanson. It's syruping season. I don't know if you know that, but our neighbor likes to syrup and he asked me to come over and I thought it'd be fun to have an interview. So we're gonna check it out and maybe he'll talk to us a little bit about it, but my son's been over here helping, so it's gonna be fun. Hi, I'm here with my neighbor. We are syruping and he wants to describe some of it, so I'm excited. We're gonna learn something, so stay tuned.
Hi there, this is a beautiful afternoon in the state of Maine. We're doing a little boiling some sap, gonna make some maple syrup. I'll tell you about sap in a little bit, but today's temperature is 55 and the trees are running. Now, sap was found out to have sugar in it by the Indians in North America when the trees were above their rocks on their fireplace that they built to cook. The limbs had broken and the sap runs down and hit the rocks. And when they tasted it, they found out it was sugar. So they figured out, they got the wooden bowls because they didn't have metal. They stuck a bowl and they took hot rocks and collected the sap out of the trees by breaking them and made their sugar. Then coming in from Europe in the 1400s and things like that, the Indians taught them. Then they had forges and they knew how to make buckets to boil this. And they used to tap the trees with wooden pegs. And then we've modernized now to high-tech vacuums and pipelines and stuff like that. I'm 68. I've been doing this since I was a little kid in Vermont. And always boiling out back, always something. I finally got a hobby pro this year. All them years of boiling and making maple syrup. So anyway, you go out and you tap trees and you put the pipeline and you collect what they call sap. Sap has sugar contents, what the tree is asking for in the leaves and buds, so that these buds collect that stuff. So you drill a hole in the side of the tree, it's going to go by it because it's got veins in the tree. And then the veins leak a little out, just like your veins when you got blood. They just leak a little out. So anyway, on this evaporator, we collected the sap, we put it in the evaporator, and we have a warming pan. Now this evaporator has 3 flues. It starts this way, goes this way, and it finishes syrup on the left. It's 219 degrees on this left when it gets to syrup. So you draw it off in a bucket, and when it drops down to 200 degrees, you shut it off and then let it keep boiling. And what this system is doing is taking the water out and leaving the sugar. So if you boil too much, you're going to get burnt sugar just like any sugar. Now, we have to fire this up. Now, this gets really hot all the time. And this is the fire, and it's just full in there. And we just stir around a little sticks. Pine is good, everything is good.
That's fantastic.
Load it in there like that. Shut the door, don't burn yourself. And before I go, the big evaporators, this is 2 feet. The big ones are 17 feet long. They throw 4-foot long pieces of wood. The guys are in asbestos outfits because when they open a door, it's like 1,200 degrees. So this time of the year, I enjoyed it. I get addicted to it. I won't sleep for the next 2 weeks. I'll be boiling and working, boiling, working. And then my wife will divorce me. Sap turns into maple syrup by boiling the water out of the sap, leaving sugar. That's what makes maple syrup. Now, to get it, it takes 45 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. And as the time goes on in the season, say 2 weeks from now, it takes 60 gallons to make a gallon because the sugar has already been rushed to the top of the trees to feed the buds because you need leaves in the spring and summer, and that's what makes the leaves. So just a little tidbit for you guys, all right, out there in the real world.
So here's another part of the process. We have the syrup in a giant tub in the back of the truck. I'll show you. I'll turn the camera around and let you see it.
So this is what I collect sap in. I put it in here from the woods that I got buckets on the side. The pipelines come in. So I have my neighbor. He's a heck of a worker. And he's going to hold that. And I'm going to turn this on.
Natalie, come on this way, sweetie.
And the sap, there it pours right in there.
Wow.
And we're going to take it up, put it in the back of the pan up there to warm it up and keep it flowing in the sugar process. Yeah, a lot of sap left.
Look at this.
That comes out of the trees. Imagine that, huh?
That is fantastic. Okay.
Anyway, we take the sap and we bring it up. And this is the warming pan. And it's warm back here. So we fill it up in there. Sap's cold. And the heat from the pan below warms it. Comes out a little pipe right here and keeps dribbling. And then it flows through the pan.
Wow.
And that's it for that part of it.
Woo!
Hello, this is the second day of boiling. When I was here yesterday, you saw me get sap out, you put it in. Well, we're going to draw a little syrup off today. Now I got 3 channels here, and I'm trying to get the sap to go into this, and then look, the syrup is going to move. When I turn on this thing, it pushes warm into hot, and it's denser, and it pushes the sap around. And this is what I'm going to do now, turn it on. And the syrup's going to come over here, and I'm going to do this, and you're going to see it, what they call an apron. The syrup sticks to the spoon. That's telling me she's done to a certain point. You can go by temperature or anything else, but that looks really good. So now I'm pushing through, and the foam is moving this way, and now I'm going to draw some fresh syrup off. Just like that. I'm going to draw more off later, but I'm just trying a little bit right now. And she is hot. 219 degrees. I'm trying to control the rest of this. I'll probably, in a few minutes, draw off maybe a gallon. And this is day 2. I started at 4:30 this morning in a nasty windy day in Maine. It's turned out nice and she's boiling real good. I collected another 20 gallons of sap. I'll have that ready to go in here after I draw all the syrup off to keep it, and I'll probably let it die down and hope sap will come tomorrow. In the next installment, we'll be in the woods, showing you the pipelines, showing you how the sap comes down, showing you the buckets I got and how we transfer it into my truck and bring it here. So enjoy your day and always eat maple syrup, not that Aunt Jemima stuff. Bye. This is maple syrup. It's not filtered. I have to filter it later. You can see all the sediment and stuff in there. I'm going to have to put it through a filter. Yes, filter. Mugs, see? Maine, pure Maine maple syrup, and you just drink it. Can't do it now. It's so hot. Burn your tongue off.
Yeah, it would.
That's it. today. It's March 20th, 2021, and it's a beautiful day in the state of Maine. I hope everybody's enjoying this because we've had a rough winter as usual. And this is a sugaring thing where we tap trees and we collect sap and we take the sap home. This is where it originates. Now these are maple trees. They're 100 years old. And those taps, white ones and the blue lines, and the sap comes out of the pipe taps and runs down the thing, and it comes over to this bucket here. This is my friend Wess. He's helping boil. Look at this running out. This is sap. This is what comes out of the tree. You boil the water out, and we put it in this bucket and we collect it. And we take it back and we boil it. Hello, we're down on the other side of where we just were, and the sun's different. The sun what makes a lot of stuff go. Now we come here to check this out, and if you look in here, you can see air bubbles. That rest of it's sap, and that's coming out of the trees at a high rate. And the bucket is inside. You look, is how much sap we got. And look how it's pouring out. Just a river, West. Yeah. See?
You see that?
See that? All right. Yeah, you can go ahead and collect. And in the woods here, we're going to walk up a little bit. We still got snow cover, which is good for sugaring. And here's the lines here going. You're going to see a bubble. That's air. The rest of it's pure sap coming out of here. And these lines go up in the woods to the left, way up in here. You can get a shot here of seeing them go way up.
Oh, yeah, it's so
Wow.
Way up into the woods. And
Wow.
this is just one of the pipelines. We got 3 more. There's 200 taps out here, so we're going to stay busy. It's liquid gold.
It is. I love pancakes. I love waffles. I love coffee, maple syrup. I like maple syrup cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, who's that handsome dude up there? Woo! All right, so Mr. R was just telling me he's got some tanks on the side of the road. So they're just like holding tanks, and then they got the traveling tank on the back of the truck. That was super awesome to hear. So we got some more buckets to empty, and we're gonna do that next.
It's like going up and down.
You can feel it moving. Is there
It's up.
pressure?
Oh, it's going up and down through the sink.
It is.
It is pressure. Look at the back. Look where the lines go. Way up in the woods.
So it's all coming
See
in.
it running like.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, you can, and you can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear it going trinkle, trinkle, trinkle.
How full is it?
I'll climb up in the truck.
Open it.
Well, I'm going to be a good neighbor. The guy's boiling down the street. I'm going to give him some sap today if he wants it.
That is a good neighbor.
Same thing, dump it out.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it does.
Why is it dripping?
Just Mr. R missed. All right, we're going to the next tap. You gotta wait behind, okay? This is fun to do with the kids. It really is.
Now this is one of our big white buckets. It's a 275-gallon tank. I got trees going in the woods, quarter-mile up there, cat. And you can see how fast this thing is coming down. So tomorrow we'll have a lot of sap in this thing. But right now we probably don't have much because it didn't run yesterday here in Maine, and it was raining on Thursday and it wasn't running good. But today she's full bore.
Aha.
So we're gonna collect this a little different. All right, kids, they're going down there.
Oh, that's where the hole is.
Yeah,
Watch out.
look at that stuff come out of there.
Oh. So this is the opposed to the bucket system.
Right. This way I can hold so many gallons of sap without having to come up here.
Right.
Or I can't get those. I got those, but I didn't get these. They'll last longer. They stay cool. And believe it or not, you know what was in this stuff? Fireball whiskey.
Oh.
They bring it to Lewiston and they make it up and package it.
So these are recycled bins.
Yes, they are. They're
essence.
washed. The state requires a special wash. And the guy sells them in Oxford for $100 a piece.
So that's worth it to
Yep.
collect
And
all
we
this.
didn't get much sap out of here. 10 gallons maybe.
Ah.
Not a good... Today it's running. She'll be ready for a big pick tomorrow
Having fun in
afternoon.
the woods?
See my monkey.
There's a lot in this tank. I'm going to show you how much.
Right there. That is 4 inches to the bottom. Probably 40 gallons in there. 40 gallons. And you can panorama. This goes all the way up there to the cemetery on the left. Way up in the woods. I got 2,500 feet of line out here. And 200 taps. So that's quite a business.
Yeah.
You ready?
That's
You
awesome.
want to get down there or me?
Yeah, baby.
This whole side here is all maples and stuff too. And that bank goes way down for half a mile or so. It's probably, you could probably put 4,000 taps out there.
What? Whoa.
And guys do it. The ones that slathering, they got 5,000 out. Oh. And mine are 5,000 taps.
What?
Jilson's, you know where that is.
Yeah.
They got 3,000 taps out.
And you're doing 200.
Yeah. And I'm doing 200 and I boil all day.
Wow.
That's it? Yep. A little more.
Quite the
Okay,
hobby.
coming. There you go. Still coming, okay.
This is quite the experience.
Taps are 100, they're $1 a piece. No. 100 taps is $10. Yeah, $1 a piece.
$1 a piece.
You buy metal, they're $4 a piece. You buy the buckets, they're $8 a bucket, and you need a cover, that's $5. So you talk a lot of money. These guys have got the old buckets and stuff, they don't do that. That's why pipeline, and it stays clean. 500 feet of line is $30. So that's pretty cheap, and I got 2,500 feet of line out there. So I spent about $200 some in line. So, you see, your normal high-tech, we're going to sell you syrup company here. This is friends getting syrup that go on their pancakes in the morning, come to my house, yik-yak all day, yik-yak all night. So that's what we do, and have fun.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep this up because just down the road, there's a guy that builds his own evaporators, and he's doing it now. He's boiling. somewhere in here, and the other one there was that much. So you got a lot of sap in it.
Got a lot of
Hey,
sap.
and you get hurt too in this job. I went and put wood in, and it hit the side, burnt a hole through my glove, and took out a chunk out of my finger.
Oh.
Man.
But let me ask you, was it worth it?
Yes, every bit. Didn't cry a bit.
There you go.
I didn't go running over to my neighbors, Amanda's or Hudson, and say, "Could you fix my finger?" Like you.
We collected a lot. I'm really excited, and the kids had lots of fun. My littlest, if you're counting kids, my littlest is at my neighbor's house. My neighbor, Mr. Art, so Mrs. Art, is watching him, and we're so thankful. So we are having so much fun out here, learning so much about syrup and the process, and it's invaluable. So I hope that you're enjoying it as well as we go through this process.
And then the reason you
got some wood? Good. Look at those old pieces of, I guess that would be some mold, huh?
So I need 3 more. I have $600.
You're finding a lot.
All right, kids, let's go. Load it up.
Wait, where are we going?
Back where we came from.
That's my warming pan. That's his warming pan on the back end of it, just like us.
Yeah.
And it just works, and then it works its way.
Okay.
Smells like it's almost there.
Oh, a lot of times I'll run it deep, but right now I'm getting ready. I'm just actually getting ready to pour some off to bring in the house to finish. So.
Oh, you put it on the stove?
Smell it.
Oh yeah, I just
Smell it.
I don't finish it out
Step
here.
right
I
in
can
there.
smell it right. I can smell it right.